What's going on, everybody? Broke Backpacker here. Today we are going to be discussing the Superior Wilderness Designs rugged long haul packs. Before we get into the details and the specifications and all my add-ons and all that fun stuff, I just want to say a little bit about Superior Wilderness Designs. But before I get into that, I think it's important to say that this is not a paid promotion. I'm not being endorsed by Superior Wilderness Designs to do this video. I just genuinely really like them as a company and I support them, especially given the current economic climate. I think it's important to support these small businesses. They are based out of Michigan, owned and operated by two people, Ashley and Brandon, and I have had personal contact with them throughout this whole thing, and they have been great. They've been really understanding. We had a little bit of an issue with my pack, and they rectified that problem and gave me some free stuff in the meantime, had it fixed in a week. Very, very, very impressed by them. They are very busy, I will say this. Currently, I think they have on the website, last time I checked, it said 11 to 12 weeks for the lead time. When I ordered, it was 8 to 9 weeks, and sure enough, they got it to me in 8 weeks. They do everything themselves. They make framed, they make frameless packs, they do accessories. They have an insane amount of custom options. If you see some of their old photos, you might see that the label used to be like gigantic. It is no longer that huge. As you've seen in the intro, they have since sized down. So don't let that ward you off if some people really like a more understated pack. Before we get into my pack, I just want to say a little bit about the materials that they use. So Superior Wilderness Designs is actually one of the more versatile companies in that they use a huge array of materials. So they're using both DCF and they're using X-Pack. And X-Pack can be divided into a few other categories. I'm sure most of you are already more than familiar with DCF. I have a few DCF packs. I like it. I prefer it as a shelter, not as a pack material, but that's my personal preference. If you go to their website, you go to backpacks and then go to fabrics page, they'll kind of break down each of those, but to sort of summarize the difference between the X-Packs is they have what's known as the VX line and they have the X line of X-Pack. Now with VX, you have a couple of differences. The primary driving difference that I found between them was that the VX line of X-Pack fabrics has what's known as an inner scrim on the inside. It's a white layer, it adds visibility, and it also adds an additional barrier between your gear and the waterproof layer of the X-Pack material. X42, for example, is 420 denier fabric, so it's double the VX21, which is what I chose for my body. X42 not only has double the denier, it also is lacking that inner scrim, so that is something to consider, particularly for myself. I live in the Pacific Northwest, and so I really need to ensure that the inner scrim is there to protect that waterproof layer because I'm going to be taking my stuff in and out all the time, and I don't want to compromise that waterproof ability of the pack. As a segue, these packs do not come seam sealed. And I actually have a video coming out really, really soon about how to seam seal your pack on your own. It's super easy. It took me no time at all. Literally had it done in the span of an hour, and then the next day it was ready to go. So definitely look for that video coming soon. The typical long haul, the non-rugged series, uses what's called VX07. And if you aren't familiar, that is a type of laminate X-Pack that it has a denier of 70. So what I chose for my pack was the VX21. So for the rugged series, you have a choice between VX21 and X42. The VX21 comes in black and the X42 comes in olive green. My pack, I have a combination of those two. Just know that there are some differences between the materials, properties, behaviors, as well as price and weight. The standard long haul has won all kinds of awards. It uses the VX07. It's nice and light, very durable, but for me personally, I was looking for a pack that really packed a punch. Sorry. I personally don't want to use a pack that will be you know, essentially useless in a couple of years. I want something that's going to last me a long time. When you order your pack, you put it in your cart. There is a link on the pack site that says Backpack Custom Options. Go ahead and check that out. There are a ton of features to choose from. In fact, they have some new ones right now that I definitely recommend checking out. But essentially, all you have to do is the features that you like, and they range from $5 to $45, but most of them are in the $5 to $10 range. You simply take that item you want and add it to your cart. And then when you order your pack and it comes in, it comes pre-installed. For instance, I ordered this pack with the hip belt pockets. They've already installed them for me. While that might not be, you know, crucial, obviously it's pretty easy to put on your hip belt pockets, I still did appreciate the fact that they went the extra mile to assemble the pack for me and install some of the added features. All right, now, the pack. Mine is the Rugged Long Haul 50. So this is 50 liters internal, 10 liters external. I believe they have a 35 and a 40 and a 50, and to be honest, the ounce difference between those three is so negligible, and the fact that you have a roll top, I would personally recommend that you just go for the 50 liter. If it's summer and you've got a light load, you can just roll it down into actually a pretty small pack. Like, I'll give you a size comparison real quick. This is the Rugged Long Haul 50 here. It is rolled down about as much as I can. It's packed pretty much as I would on a short trip. And then this is the loaded Z-Packs Nero. Just to give you an idea, this is a fully loaded 38 liter pack. This is a lightly loaded 50 liter pack. As you can see, the size difference, honestly, not that huge. So if I can make a recommendation between the three sizes that they offer, I would certainly recommend that you go on the larger side. If you look at the ounce differences, it's pretty negligible. And for me, I have a pack that I can use in the summer. I can actually take the frame out of the pack. It's really easy. They have a little Velcro bit on the top. You just slide the aluminum stay out, and boom, you've got a frameless pack. You can drop the weight immediately, and then you have that extra capacity. Let's say you're doing a longer trip, maybe in the winter. You put that frame right back in, and now you've got a 50 liter pack. You can add more jackets, blankets if you're bringing other people. In my opinion, the versatility of having a larger volume pack is well worth a couple of ounces. But I digress. The pack itself is rated to carry 40 pounds. While it is a little bit heavier pack and it uses this heavier material, it is way stronger. Most ultralight packs top out around 30 pounds, and that's kind of pushing it. I have a Z-Packs Arc Blast from way back in the day, and that thing loaded up with 30 pounds is not comfortable at all. This thing loaded up with 40 pounds is very comfortable. And yes, I have loaded it with 40 pounds, and they are not embellishing when they say 40 pounds or less. You need to be sure that you have sized it appropriately. In order for these packs, any pack, to fit properly, you need to make sure that it fits. So one of the first things you should do is go onto the site, look at how they size their packs, get some measurements for yourself, and get a really good idea for what size pack you need. So if you go to Superior Wilderness Design's website, you will find that they have a few base options that you can choose for your backpack before you add the custom options later on. So the first one that you'll see on there is that it says main body color. So it's not just the color that you're choosing, you're also choosing the material. And so you get to choose between the VX21 and the X42, which we already discussed earlier. Incidentally, the VX21 is black, and that's what I have. And the green is the X42, and you can actually see that green here on the side pocket color. So you get to choose the main body color. You get to choose the torso and hip belt size, which we've already discussed. You get to choose the bottom color, and that changing the color is also going to change the material. And then that one you get to choose between VX42 and X42. And again, we've got the VX and the X line of fabrics, which we've already discussed. So now you know the difference between those two. The bottom color for me, I chose later on to add a second layer on the bottom. So I chose VX42 to get that inner scrim on the inside. And then the side pocket color, this has a lot more options. So you're going to be able to choose everything from VX21 to X42. They've got all kinds of colors on there. I chose the olive green. The next options you can add are the hip belt pockets. And something that might not be clear right away is that those do add extra money. So you can choose between a DCF or a VX21. I believe that those are both black, so that's kind of the only options you can have right now. Those are the base features that I chose. I chose a black VX21 body. I chose X42 green side pocket color and VX21 bottom color. But later on, I added some custom options that changed the overall look of the pack. First and foremost, what I added was a 8-inch Milo pocket. And what this is a nice 4-way stretch. So on their site, they say that the 8-inch Milo is constructed of Lycra mesh. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if that's 100% true. Traditionally, Lycra is similar to their shoulder pouch, which is this more thin and translucent material. But the Lycra that they use is a very thick, dark black, opaque material. I don't know if it's actually Lycra or if it's just a Spandura, but it's a type of 4-way stretch that is actually way more durable than just your base kind of Lycra. I'm sure a lot of you have experience with water bottles sort of creating that line and eventually wearing out, and it loses its elasticity and it kind of gets a little bit tired. The mesh that they use, the 4-way stretch, is not that type. It is very, very strong, very opaque, really sleek look. I like this a lot. The Milo pocket is a half-size pocket, so it's an 8-inch long pocket that goes halfway down the outer mesh pocket. And this is great for people who have glasses, or if you need to keep some items near the top that you don't want to get, you know, at the bottom of your mesh possibly getting squished, or any reason like that. Moving on from that, I have the load lifters. This is actually standard on the pack, so this is not something I had to add. Nobody has to add this. Two of the features that are already included on this list are actually the load lifters, as well as the Y-strap on the top. The Y-strap is already automatically added, which is just a really, really nice feature. It's super strong. The buckles are all great. Its adjustability is amazing. You can add the largest bear can available on the market right now to the top, and it sits very, very securely. Some of the other standard features that this pack includes are the clasp top. So instead of a magnet or Velcro like a lot of companies use, they actually have just 2 buttons that you clasp on the top, and that is really, really simple. I like that a lot. With Velcro, over time, that Velcro is really going to lose its strength and its stickiness, especially if you've got dirt on your gear. It's going to get trapped in there. Anybody who's used it kind of knows that eventually they do give way. Another standard feature of this pack is that it has side compression straps, and the material that they use is just kind of like a standard cord and non-elastic, but you can go into the custom options and change that if you want. I chose not to. So some of the features that I chose that I really like is that I have the dual adjust hip belt. I'm sure anybody who's used dual adjust hip belts knows that this is definitely the way to go. I chose 2 hip belt pockets. I chose for those to be made out of DCF. They are big enough to fit my phone. They are easy to open with one hand. They're easy to reach. These are very well made. They're secured in 4 different places. They have 2 plastic clips on the side and then 2 elastic bands that go around. I have used Z-Packs hip belt pockets in the past, and they have torn. Z-Packs was gracious enough to return them to me free of charge and get me a new one. That was no problem, but they have a single strap, and then they have just some toggles on the sides. No, this is far more secure. So in addition to those 2 hip belt pockets, I also got 2 shoulder pouches made out of Lycra. This is big enough to fit the large size bear spray and a 1-liter bottle, and anything below that. They're great size, they're very lightweight, and they've actually reinforced the back with some X-Pack. Some of the other choices that I made were to include the pad straps on the bottom. I really like having this because in the winter I choose to double up my sleeping pads. Another additional feature that I chose was to have the roll top side compression. I have this on my Z-Packs Nero. I love it. I cannot recommend it enough. So in a lot of packs with the roll top, you have that sort of dish on the top, which in my experience can collect a lot of water. And so if you're in a lot of rain, I've found that having that roll top side compression to pull down on the side kind of aids in wicking the water off the top of the pack. You're still going to get water on the top, but nowhere near the collection that you would if you just did roll top. So I figured that's 100% the way to go. I believe that was $5 to add that, so you don't have to use it. You can choose to do the roll top or the side compression. So that's about it for all the additional features that I chose on this pack. Like I said, I haven't been able to take this out on any trips yet, given the current situation. I don't think I'm going to be able to for a while. I have taken it on trips around the block. I went out walking with it for an hour, loaded up with 40 pounds, and it carried like a dream. I love this pack. I really love how unique these packs are and how just versatile, because like I said, I can turn this from a framed to a frameless pack in 20 seconds. I can roll this down into about the size of a Z-Pack's Nero. Obviously it's going to be a little bit more broad. The Nero is naturally frameless. It only has, you know, it's a lot lighter weight. I think it's 10 ounces. So I believe that this is 3 times the weight. However, the durability, the material properties, the customization, everything is superior in every way, no pun intended. Definitely look out for my new video coming soon, the waterproofing of the Superior Wilderness Designs pack. Very easy. I got it done in the span of an hour and it was ready to go the next day. So I think altogether it was $7 from Amazon to get this stuff. So definitely look out for that video coming soon. If you guys liked this video and enjoyed it, please, please, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot in trying to build my channel. So yeah, please look out for the new video, like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.